So today
we're reviewing Insidious, The Red Door.
we just saw Insidious, The Red Door. Today we are joined by...
I'm Zach, again. What's
Once
up,
again,
everybody?
I believe this is your third or fourth appearance on the channel? Maybe third?
Third.
Yeah, so we just got out of seeing this movie, and this is a movie that I like a lot of the Insidious movies. So I was excited for this movie. But, Jake, what were your initial thoughts of Insidious, The Red Door?
My initial thoughts, honestly, the first two Insidious movies were two of the best horror films I've seen in my entire life. So I was really excited to see this storyline continue after the first two, considering the family that we had in it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was pretty good, but there was a lot to be desired just to have added into the film.
So, Zach, what were your initial thoughts of Insidious, The Red Door?
Bro,
No spoilers.
I'm scared and confused all at the same time. It's a weird mix of emotions.
Is that your initial thoughts?
Yes.
My initial thoughts are this movie was a mess. I'm very disappointed. I had high hopes for this movie. I really was excited, but this movie was just all over the place, and I have a lot of negatives. The red-faced demon, I don't want to spoil it, but this was an insane movie with a lot of crap going on, and I'm very disappointed. But why don't we go into our positives first?
Yeah, positives for me were, the thing about that first one that really was the best out of the previous four. The second one had some really good scares in it as well, but the first one just had a scare element to it, to where every second on screen you were almost horrified in a way, and just the way that they designed the scenes, the way they used the demons in that first one was just absolutely 10 out of 10 phenomenal. And this one, being able to carry on that storyline from the original family, the original demons and all that stuff, like Kenny just said, I have very high expectations for this film because of the fact that they had the perfect formula to make a great movie. Out of the movie, positives wise, I have to say I'd say there's 2 or 3 extremely scary sequences that were really unique and new to this franchise. And the music, obviously, once again, was pretty good. The red-faced demon, when he was on screen, was done well when he was on screen. When he was on screen. That was the problem. That's the issue. I bought the family element to a certain degree, because once again, this is 9 years after the first Insidious, so all the kids are grown up. I was wondering who that little girl was for a second. Like, oh wait, that's right, she's the baby from the first two. But anyways, that's probably as far as my positive goes. Again, it is a pretty messy film, and as a true Insidious fan, I was really hoping for a lot more in this movie.
Zach, what were your positives?
My positives were they did a great job setting up the scares, because you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And you still jumped. It was honestly really good.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I don't have many positives. There's a couple really scary scenes. One in particular where the kid's in a room under a bed, which there's a lot of scenes under a bed, but you see feet, and it is a really creepy scene.
Yeah, feet are very scary.
There's
the
one creepy
of
scene.
The feet.
Honestly, one scene from the trailer is one of the more well-known scenes, the MRI.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was actually scarier in the trailer than the actual movie.
And you saw feet in that too.
Yeah,
But there was good atmosphere for certain scenes, but there was probably one scary scene I can remember, and that's pretty much all my positives, unfortunately. Do you want to? We're going into our negatives.
It does suck that, like you said, the trailer shot. I was hoping they would expand upon that, and that's probably where one of my biggest negatives are. Is that there were some really scary shots in the trailer, and then in the movie, like, how are they going to make this scary? How are they going to expand on it? And I also want to give credit. There was a really cool car sequence at the very beginning that got me really hyped for this movie. I was like, oh my god, there's the red-faced demon right there. You see that? That was a great shot.
That's true. There was
a
couple scary scenes, I guess. There was 2.
But at that point, I was still getting really hyped up, and I was like, here we go. This is going to be the final chapter for this storyline. But that was where it really let me down, because they really did not follow through on a lot of things. And it really got messy where they were focusing on storylines that were taking away from what should have been talked about. And this is very similar how I feel to Annabelle Comes Home, when I was super excited to see the Ram, like this was the Ram's final chapter. And then when the movie ended, the Ram, I was like, wait, it's over? Not spoiling, the final showdown was very disappointing to me.
Yeah. Anticlimactic. Zach, what were your negatives?
It was extremely anticlimactic. After that final boss sequence went down, I looked over at Kenny and I was like, there's about to be another jump scare.
Yeah.
I know this movie isn't done yet. It honestly seemed like a really quick movie to me. All the scares were really at the beginning. and then at the end, it's kind of like you're desensitized because they wasted all that stuff at the beginning. You didn't really feel that sense of urgency at the end. Like even the scary scene at the end wasn't even scary. It was just I can't really say what it was right now. But like, if you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. Go ahead.
There was a few scary scenes in this movie, like I said, but most of this movie is a negative to me. There's just a lot of awkward scenes. There's a lot of just slow scenes. The movie seemed very long, and unfortunately, a lot of the movie there's really dumb character decisions, which, like I always say, is expected in horror movies, but there's some really freaking stupid ones where you're like, what the heck are you doing right now? The red-faced demon just didn't have enough cool scenes, and I was expecting a lot more from him. But why don't we go into our final thoughts and score?
I think the more I think about it,
it just seemed like it was like, oh my god, there's a red-faced demon. Peace out.
I think Michael Myers had more screen time than the red-faced demon.
Although the scenes with the red-faced demon were a lot better than the scenes with Michael Myers.
Yes. But if you're going to go to the use of flashbacks, which again was kind of touched on, they just did not do that correctly, and it's really disappointing considering the entire family from the first one was doing this film. And you would have thought, with the first two being so good, they would have done pretty well with this one too, and it just was a major step down from number 1 and 2. Where it fits between 3, 4, and 5, I guess, in my opinion, this one's better than 3 and 4. Maybe 3 edges this one by a little bit, but again, 3, 4, and 5 are so below 1 and 2, it's not even close. So anyways, when I'm leaving the theater thinking about Kmart, the film was not done as well as it should have been done. So my final score, I'm going to go with Insidious the Red Door. I got to give, maybe I'm just getting a little more disappointed in these films when I have high expectations, but I got to go with a 5.5 out of 10. I was thinking about a 6, but you know what? There's so many things that should have been better. That it's above average for me because of the car sequence and a couple of the scares. It did make me jump a few times, but there was a lot of cheap jump scares too. So 5.5 out of 10 is where I'm going to end up right now for Insidious the Red Door.
Zach, what's your final thoughts and score?
You see, the bright side for me coming to see this is I didn't know it was a thing until I called Jake today, and he was like, yeah, we're going to go see Insidious the Red Door. Want to go see it? I didn't even know this movie existed.
So you didn't see any trailers? So
no, I did not see any trailers at all.
That definitely changes your experience.
So like, I walk into it, and I'm expecting the same like first 2 movies, right? Which didn't happen, so that kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it a 7, mostly because I'm surprised there was even a Insidious the Red Door out.
So you're pleasantly surprised to see the movie exists.
Exactly.
Well, I feel like I'm going to get really bad karma if I give this a bad score, because my seat in the theater was the only seat that had a red light for the number of the seat I was on. Alright, so we just saw Insidious. My chair has a freaking red light. I think that's on purpose.
You know what's weird too? This door is black, like it was painted over.
There's not one other chair that has a red light for the number.
Discussing conspiracy theories about Insidious.
There's not one other freaking chair that's red except for mine. You'll see the
Not
video
to
right
mention,
now.
all of us had something to do with red. Like, I'm not wearing it right now, but I had a red sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has red pants.
Is that not weird?
Is that not true?
I thought it was blue.
Is that not weird?
Blue.
And Zach's wearing a red shirt. What's
And
going
he's
on?
wearing red shorts. He had a red light.
It was red. You can see the video right now, and I just showed it. Kind of weird. I feel like I'm going to back corner if I give it a bad grade, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to probably give this a 4.5 out of 10.
Oh God.
Because this movie just did not work for me. I mean, the actors and everything had potential to be a great movie. I just think they did way too much. They went way out of the freaking realm of anything Insidious has done. They've kind of played with the more than I thought they probably should have. And this movie just did not work. And to compare it to Insidious 1 and 2, it's not even close.
Right.
So unfortunately, I have to give this 4.5. It's way lower than the other ones.
I think the further's like really cool, and they should have explored it more, but they could have done it a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. They should have explored it more. I liked certain stuff that they did with Dalton and his dad, but just the way they treated it, without spoiling it, they treated it like it was a freaking VR headset. Like, you just go into it like nothing. I didn't like that.
It just seemed like everything was so rushed.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. It did. It definitely felt rushed. And the thing about once again, I keep going back to it.
The more I think about it, I'm giving it a 6.
Okay, so you changed the
Unofficial score. Official score is 6 out of 10. It's just dropping the more we talk about.
Yeah.
the thing is like I was just watching a video of the best scenes from the first two, and those first two movies still have scenes that make your heart like go like, dang, that is really scary. There's a lot of cool.
We'll get into this in the spoilers. We'll have to do a spoilers for this, and have Zach Cohen.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick with a 5.5. Zach moved to a 6 out of 10, and Kenny gave it a 4.5 out of 10. Which again, we're big fans of. Well, we were, and I think you said you watched the first two.
I watched them twice. I can't watch them again by myself.
Right. No, I agree.
I'm a
Same
little
here.
baby, bro.
I might have a story.
But yeah, anyways, guys, that was our non-spoiler review of Insidious the Red Door. It's very disappointing in our opinion because, again, all the best shots, I'd say 98% of the shots in this movie, the scary shots, were shown in trailer marketing, which is very
Probably
disappointing.
help with Zach's score. I mean,
It definitely
98%. 98%. Seriously. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought about Insidious the Red Door, and what do you think the next movie's going to be, as there apparently is going to be a sequel. Stick for the end credits and see what happens.
Yep.
Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. See you at Kmart.
Bye, guys.